An assertion from Stephen Pedling. It is possible that the universe we see is simply a piece of a much greater multiverse. In this greater universe, there could be many copies of us living in various universes. The James Webb Telescope has now found the head, veritable confirmation for the mirror universe. Inestimable frameworks that appear to be more prepared than the universe truly come from a counterpresence where the real powers resemble our own. What's happening as of now? Might it at some point be said that we are current entering dark components of the multiverse? Strangely, additionally, what might we at any point track down there? The reactions to this question are extending us to the edges of normality, testing our discernment, and maybe catapulting us into a completely new reality. This could really spell basically guaranteed destruction for science. As far as we may be concerned, everything is absolutely special. Researchers have finally tracked down the veritable support for the incomprehensible universes. In any case, could we head around the beginning of the story? It was the pre-summer of 2022 when NASA happily set the essential pictures liberated from the new James Webb Space Telescope. For laypeople, the significance picture showed a couple of wonderful and amazing characteristics of light and stars. Despite, trained professionals quickly saw an astonishing bundle of uncommonly old enormous frameworks. More young infinite frameworks ought to be noticeable magnificently in the front-facing region. The more prepared ones appear to be orange to bronzed, and their light is diffused to clouded. With the unaided eye, we can see close to nothing here, isolated from a couple of wonderful variety influences. Be that as it may, the Webb telescope can distinguish even the smallest spot of light thoroughly. It may be hard to acknowledge, yet James Webb can tell from these clouded spots of light when the light was created, where it came from, which stars released it, how immense the framework was, and which parts were dominatingly in it. Strangely, experts by and by have complete assessments of very old enormous frameworks in their grip. The development of the new telescope is really shrewd, and by virtue of infrared development, James Webb can record significantly preferred light follows over Hubble. What's more, thusly, look further into the hour of not permanently set up by the redshift of light. If that light goes through space from here on endlessly, it varies from light yellow to white to red and orange. The assessments of the age of these enormous frameworks came as a shock. One of the essential affirmed frameworks in this image showed a redshift of Z comparable to 13. That infers it is 13.5 billion years old. Why do we see the previous? We ought to come to the fundamental secret of this story. Exactly when we examine space, we for the most part see the previous. It's crazy, yet totally it's legitimate. Indeed, even the light from the nearest star, Alpha Centauri, requires 4.3 light a long time to get in touch with us. Assuming we look at the star on Earth through a telescope, we see the light that causes an uproar in and out of town or the discernment reflection of the telescope. Accordingly, we see light that has gone 4.3 years to reach us. And that is where we see the spot of light above really the star Alpha Centauri, or maybe the two overlap star structure has proactively journeyed further and is arranged at something completely different in the universe. If James Webb gets weak beats of light that have been going for 13.5 billion years, we see the grandiose framework there as it was a mind-blowing 13.5 all in all a while back. The significance picture is thus not simply a view into the profundities of the universe, but an expansion into the past. This can be an obstruction since we will continuously not be able to see the universe on Earth as it is as of now. We would need to go out into space to see stars there as they are as of now. The potential gain of this is that we can sort out what happened in the past of the universe basically by seeing the light. On the remote possibility that the gigantic explosion genuinely happened 13.8 quite a while ago, we should fundamentally have the choice to see the APO from which the fundamental light was made. As the chief stars, more starburst, and yet here comes the issue. The primary stars are not inclined to have existed until somewhere near 500 million years after the gigantic explosion. Regardless, the framework C13 recently existed 300 million years after the gigantic explosion, and this is a universe, not a single star. As shown by James Webb's assessment data, the C13 is a particularly advanced moment and inestimable framework. This framework has taken someplace around 1 to 5 billion years to show up at the size and brilliance that we see today. However, that can't be the situation since that would infer that this universe recently existed before the huge explosion. In any case, The James Webb Telescope takes even more pictorial detail on the cosmic universe and the laws of light and physical science. But we are completely looking in a mirror. As you can imagine, the specialists are currently really prepared to fight. How such a world be made, feeling of. What's more, C13 isn't just a single. Immediately a brief time frame later, the presence of another framework with a broadly higher Z regard was certified. Macy's inestimable framework beforehand existed 200 million years after the enormous explosion and is much the same way to have outlined a world as glass C13. One more track find even had a Z worth of north of 20 F 200 dB. Z045 is an incredibly red-moved universe up in Commer with an expected red shift of about Z ascends to 20.4. This connects with a period around 168 million years after the enormous explosion. In case the assessments can be confirmed, F 200 dB Z045 would be one of the earliest and most far-away acknowledged frameworks anytime seen. These three are just an assurance of numerous framework contenders that are at this point expecting certification. These revelations are called candidates since they should be logically relegated as universes. Once other independent assessment bunches have insisted the assessments, the essential universes grew extraordinarily rather than we thought. John Mother, the Aaron Boss and significant father of the James Webb Telescope, makes certain in a gathering these disclosures not a tiny smidgen confirm that there was no enormous explosion anyway, as it were show that stars and universes were outlined a ton faster than as of late anticipated. Old-style actual science shows the man right, while current characters at absolutely no point in the future have confidence in the tremendous blast. Various analysts are convinced that these inestimable frameworks are the death of our old material science. So who is in good shape? We ought to research what explanations conventional material science have created over the latest 2 years for these unfathomable universes. A researcher from Canada presented an audit as shown by which the universe could be much more settled. He puts the colossal explosion at a time of 26.7 quite a while ago. In any case, it could in like manner be 40 billion years or more. The assessments relied upon adjusted Newtonian physical science and the speculation of light fatigue by Swiss researcher Fritz Wicke. Another explanation is that there were starbursts in the energetic universe, or as such real impacts of star birth, where a previously thick locale of the universe conveys an oddly enormous number of stars in a very concise time span. Anyway, this explanation should be applied to some degree, considering the reality that it's not practical with the gigantic degree plans of the universe. The English expert Roger Penrose proposed the redundant universe back in 2015, according to which our universe emerged directly from an outsider universe, and a couple of things or fundamental plans of the old universe could have been saved. This could now fit on the grounds that Penrose's idea would be able to certainly figure out why there are frameworks that were incredibly old very early. This large number of hypotheses have a normal inadequacy. They can to some degree figure out the new disclosures, yet not absolutely the most late significance picture. Another shock: about a year after the essential picture was taken, the Webb Telescope took another significance picture. The scientists looked energetically into a rather one-of-a-kind corner of the universe. Could a substitute picture be uncovered there? No, tragically not. Then again, perhaps fortunately, the ensuing picture asserted drug the revelations of the essential significance picture. The new picture similarly showed sections of universes that are old to the point that they shouldn't exist, as demonstrated by the past standards of material science. What's more, this picture in like manner revealed a previously unidentified development, that misrepresentations hidden behind the Pandora world bundle, and in regards to its size and angles, couldn't actually have existed in young space. The moderate physicists are progressively running out of explanations. What's more, the stage is being cleared, said, for absolutely new theories in science. We have the avowed truth that our actual study of the most diminutive particles isn't yet practical with the actual study of the huge quarks in the universe. Quantum actual science and cosmology can't be portrayed using standardized recipes. The primary speculation that comes close is string hypothesis, which drives clearly to the multiverse, which customary physicists are at this point doing combating through. Yet it's at this point clear to numerous. Here we have the verification for the multiverse, and for a mirror universe expecting the universe of the smallest particles is only suitable with tremendous parts like stars and frameworks expecting we acknowledge a more noteworthy number of perspectives than the 4 known parts of reality. Then there ought to be various universes that we have not yet had the choice to see or explore. A couple of researchers are of the evaluation that not having the choice to see is truly misleading. Using any and all means, they say that we experience these perspectives any place science encounters unresolvable issues like now. With the incredible frameworks, we ought to look at the confirmation that we are not looking at the young universe after the colossal blast anyway, at the cutoff to the reflect universe. Could we acknowledge that our universe exists like piece of an hourglass? The mirror universe is then, at that point, The other part of the hourglass somewhere there is a change or breaking point where the two universes meet and impart as of now in a complex universe. This isn't exactly just a single spot. These advances can be in a couple of spots and in a couple of times. Assuming we look at the significance picture, we can imagine that we recollect in time into the hourglass and poof, we could as a matter of fact look through the charm telescope of James Webb to the contrary side. One universe that is particularly appointed to help this hypothesis is the Schringer astronomical framework, or consumes 17499. Notwithstanding the way that this world radiates an impression of being shockingly old, it in like manner gives different assessments of its area. Stargazers thusly carelessly suggested the actual science as Schringer inestimable framework. Schringer cat is a mental test in quantum material science which basically communicates that nothing in this world has a described veritable construction until it's conscious or seen. Beyond this assessment, everything exists in a sort of suspended state in which the structure blocks of issue can exist as hazy waves or gatherings in a couple conditions simultaneously. A cos framework that shows unequivocally this effect could be seen as exactly on the reflect line, and at that change beginning with one universe then onto the following, be that as it might. Schringer assessment says considerably more in its continuation. Each possible consequence of the preliminary makes its own reality. Likewise, that would genuinely expect that there are unending universes and that you and I exist in these universes at the same time. Additionally, we try not to miss any of it. Press the purchase and button now. There are significantly more video highlights. Stephen Pedling posits a fascinating idea. Our observable universe might just be a fragment of a vastly larger multiverse. Within this expansive realm, numerous iterations of ourselves could exist across different universes. The recent discoveries by the James Webb Telescope provide compelling evidence for a mirror universe, where ancient cosmic systems appear more developed than our own, suggesting a parallel existence with familiar physical laws. These revelations challenge our understanding of reality, pushing the boundaries of what we perceive as normal. They potentially herald a paradigm shift that could unsettle established scientific theories. In the summer of 2022, NASA unveiled groundbreaking images captured by the James Webb Space Telescope. To the untrained eye, these images showcased the sublime beauty of distant stars and nebulae. However, experts quickly discerned ancient cosmic structures amidst the celestial spectacle. While younger galaxies shimmered brightly in the foreground, older entities exhibited hues ranging from orange to bronze. Their light softened over immense distances. The Webb telescope's advanced infrared technology enabled precise analysis, revealing details such as the age, size, and composition of these ancient systems. The discovery of galaxies with a redshift indicating ages over 13 billion years poses intriguing questions about our perception of time in the cosmos. Observing space is akin to peering into the past. Even the light from nearby stars like Alpha Centauri takes years to reach us, offering glimpses of their distant past. If the universe began with the Big Bang roughly 13.8 billion years ago, telescopes like Webb may one day unveil the cosmic remnants that birthed the first stars. Contrary to expectations, galaxies like C13 emerged relatively soon after the Big Bang, challenging conventional timelines of cosmic evolution. The Webb telescope's detailed observations of C13 and similar ancient systems, such as Massey's cosmic system with its remarkably high redshift, defy previous models of galaxy formation. These revelations have sparked debates among physicists and cosmologists. Some argue these discoveries necessitate a re-evaluation of our understanding of cosmic origins. Could these anomalies be explained by theories like Roger Penrose's conformal cyclic cosmology, which posits a cyclical universe where elements from previous epochs persist into the present? Recent images from the Webb telescope have further perplexed scientists, revealing ancient galaxies that defy conventional explanations. These findings suggest phenomena that challenge the limits of our current understanding of physics. Quantum mechanics and cosmology, while revolutionary in their own right, struggle to reconcile the microscopic and macroscopic realms of existence. String theory, a leading contender in the search for a unified theory of everything, posits the existence of a multiverse, where variations in fundamental constants give rise to diverse universes. The prospect of a mirror universe, echoing our known universe but with subtle divergences, adds a layer of complexity to these speculations. Could our universe exist as part of a larger cosmic hourglass, with a mirror universe representing the inverse flow of time and physical laws? This concept evokes a multidimensional reality where transitions between universes occur at specific junctures, akin to intersections in a cosmic tapestry. The Shore's astronomical system, for instance, offers a tantalizing glimpse into such possibilities. Its apparent antiquity and anomalous properties challenge established theories, hinting at realms where the rules of physics may differ fundamentally. Quantum physics Schrödinger's cat paradox proposes that reality exists in a superposition until observed, suggesting a universe where uncertainty and potentiality define existence. These profound ideas invite contemplation on the nature of reality itself. They compel us to consider the existence of infinite universes, each potentially harboring its own unique history and physical laws. As we navigate these intellectual frontiers, embracing the uncertainty and complexity of the cosmos, we are beckoned to explore further and delve deeper into the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding. In conclusion, the discoveries made possible by the James Webb Telescope offer not only a window into the distant past, but also a portal to reimagining the future of cosmology. They challenge us to expand our perceptions, explore new hypotheses, and ultimately redefine our place in the vast tapestry of the multiverse.